And we are live. Game Vibes Sunday. Game Vibes Sunday. First podcast. I want to say welcome. Uh, Decided to do this because I wanted to give my subscribers a little more of me and a little bit more of the particular genre and industry that I particularly cover now. And that's the gaming industry. And of course, the PS5 is like 18, 19 days out from launch. And I know a lot of guys are excited who have subscribed to the channel. I've read the comment box. Some people weren't as fortunate, like myself, wasn't able to get a PS5, not because I can't afford it, but because I stood online outside twice. I've took a day off from work twice to try to play the internet game where you go on Target or GameStop or PlayStation's website and actually try to procure one that way. And I was unsuccessful. So I just haven't had the luck that a lot of people apparently have had. I've spoken to a few people. They said it's fairly easy for them to actually get one online. And let me give you guys some game in something I found out like 2 days ago. You can actually pre-order an Xbox Series X at Target 2 days ago. I don't know how it is right now. Actually, let me check. But 2 days ago, I went on Target and I was actually able to get a Xbox Series X in the shopping cart of my checkout. And I didn't buy it because not that I don't want an Xbox Series X. I want a PlayStation 5. That's the console of my choice at the particular moment. So I didn't get it. I should have got it because I probably could have scalped scalped the entire world or scalped anyone that's trying to get a console. No, I'm just joking. I'm that's not me. I don't do that type of stuff. So I'm on the actual Target website. Okay, so it says it's now out of stock in my particular region of the country, which is the Northeast New England region of the country. So it's out of stock. And like I said, a couple of days ago, I was able to actually get one in the cart, and I should have ordered one. But like I said, I want a PS5, and that's what I'm going to wait to do. And the likelihood of that happening before the console launches, as far as getting a pre-order, I don't think it's going to happen because, for one, I don't think there's going to be a third wave of consoles coming out. Hey, how you doing? Horrible name. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a pre-ordered console prior to launch because I don't believe there's a third wave. Sony hasn't divulged any information in regard to there possibly being a third wave. And I'm not going to pay $800 for a PS5 because someone wants to make $200 or $300 or $400. I'm not going to do that. I'm not that hard up and desperate for a PS4. But if you are, have at it. You can get it on eBay. You can get it on Amazon. You damn near probably can get it on Craigslist. I don't know if I would go with Craigslist because Craigslist, you would have to be kind of person to person. And, any type of Craigslist transactions or purchases that you buy, I would suggest you do it in a retail area during the day or at a local police department because, I've heard stories. I've seen movies of things is going left. But at any rate, that's neither here or there. We're here to talk gaming, and I'm here to talk gaming with you. I'm super excited. And I'm going to tell you why I'm super excited because Watch Dogs Legion comes out this week, and I took the damn day off, so I will be streaming it. So I believe it comes out the 29th. So I will be streaming that here on this channel. I'm going to try to stream again to YouTube. But if not, I'll just stream over to Twitch and you'll be able to watch it or watch me play it for the first time on Twitch. But I'm super excited for that game. I've always been a big fan of the Watch Dogs series from 1 and up until this one. This is the 3rd one. And this one obviously takes place in London. So you're going to be able to do different things in it and play with any NPC in the game and make them a part of your crew as you try to take down the syndicate adversary that's in the game. It looks really good. This is one of the games that I've been looking forward to. I would have enjoyed playing it on the PS5 once I get it, but I'm just going to get it for the PS4 and call it a day. I got a 4K TV, HDR, so I'm good there in that end. You know what I mean? And I'm sure it's going to look probably just as good as it will look probably on the PS5. Of course, with the PS5 features won't be available on the PS4 version of it. I'm still going to get it. I'm looking forward to putting time in that. I've been also playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, I've had this game for about 1.5 years now, and I didn't put any time into it. Hello, Telling Stewart. I haven't put any time or effort into really playing it because I know it's a series or a game that you want to take your time and get into and you don't want to rush through. It's kind of like in the sense of you want to approach it the same way that you approach The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. You want to take your time. You want to take in all of the world and all of the universe and really try to really embrace it. And I've done that recently, the last couple of days. I just got into it. And so far, the story is really good. It still looks really good, even though it's a game that came out several years ago. And I'm pretty much enjoying it. I'm enjoying Aloy and her story and what she's going through and the mechanical machine dinosaurs, are turning corrupt, and you have to try to figure out what's going on with that. And then you got your tribe that has shunned you because you don't have a mother and you are an outcast. I mean, it just hits so many parallel lines in reality, in a lot of spaces and instances that we experience here in the real world. But at any rate, I'm just excited that we get the next gen consoles very, very shortly. Those consoles are going to be here before you know it. And we're going to have them in hand. I'm going to get one. I'm still figuring out what I'm going to do with my PS4, to be quite honest. I have the PS4 Pro. I don't know if I'm going to trade it in, sell it, or just keep it, put it in a box and keep it. And it's the same thing for my Xbox S, because eventually I'm going to get an Xbox Series X. I'm eventually going to get that because the acquisition that Microsoft just did was just a juggernaut, a juggernaut move. I mean, it was legendary, at the end of the day, being able to pull off and get in Bethesda Studios and all of those IPs that come with Bethesda. I thought that it would have been a move that Sony would have done, because Sony is exclusively at the top of the hill when it comes to single player RPG games. And, Bethesda have a ton of single player RPG games and not so much Microsoft. But now Microsoft has acquired Bethesda, and now they're going to be, the next Elder Scrolls. Who knows if it's going to be on a PS5? Who knows if the next Fallout is going to be on a PS5? I hope that it will be. But if not, I'll just play it on the Xbox Series X once it does launch. They do got that big AAA IP coming out called Starfield. And we saw not even gameplay of it. We just saw like a CGI trailer and small snippets of what the game is supposedly about. And that looks really good. I'm looking forward to that, to see what that's all about. It is a Bethesda game, so I hope that they haven't used that janky engine that they've used for Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. I hope that they went completely off the charts when it comes to the replayability and the fidelity of this game, because I don't think Bethesda can put out another bad game anytime soon. I'm not saying that they don't happen. There's not games that come out that have glitches and issues of things of that nature. But I don't think Bethesda is in a position at the end of the day to afford to put out a game that gets bad reviews because, boy, Fallout 76 dropped the ball like no other game has ever dropped the ball. And they were cool with it. Then they try to microtransaction you with clothing. I mean, that you should be able to get in the game. Then other little things that they promised us gamers, and now it's behind a paywall. So I think Bethesda really got to take it slow. Now you with Microsoft. Microsoft owns you. You just can't put out anything now. You're not independent anymore. You have a conglomerate company that owns you, that has pretty much unlimited resources. So there shouldn't be any reason why, the next Fallout game doesn't have a new proprietary engine that's completely built from the ground up. That's one of the things that I'm requiring that Bethesda do going forward now that you are under the umbrella of Microsoft. And I really believe that Microsoft PR department will ensure that whatever they put out is going to be top of the line. And I would like to put the utmost faith in Microsoft due to the fact that they are the behemoth company that they are. They have billions of dollars, more money than Sony and Nintendo put together. So, they kind of corner the market on what they could do far as putting money into their studios. Even from what I'm hearing, that Microsoft is not even done buying and purchasing more studios. Now, you might say, well, okay, cool. You're going to purchase more new studios, which is a great thing. But think about it, right? These consoles are coming out this year, 2020. These studio purchases that they recently done, which was the biggest one, Bethesda, was done this year. Who knows? Maybe the next Bethesda game might be coming out 4 years from now. You know what I mean? We don't even know when Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out, even though they did tease a trailer last year at E3, and it looked okay, but it was a trailer. It was a CGI mock-up of what we think the world will look like. Until we see it, we don't know. But I believe that these games are all the way out there on the horizon, and they might be pulling the move that Sony has done for years. Sony, they'll show you a game, and they'll show you the gameplay, they'll show you a CGI trailer, and you won't get that game for maybe about another 3 years, which is cool because normally when Sony comes out with their own independent AAA games that are exclusive to their platform, they're really good. You look at the Spider-Man game, really good. God of War, really good. Last of Us. These are really good games. You know what I mean? So I really hope that Bethesda takes their time with that. You know what I mean? But some people are saying like that, for whatever reason in Europe, they have pre-ordered their PS5s, and now they're getting notifications from chains such as GameStop and Amazon that their PS5 orders or pre-orders have been canceled, and I find that very interesting. I get it. We're dealing with this situation. I don't want to say what the situation is where we got to wear masks. You already know what it is. The entire world is dealing with it, and I understand, right? It's not something that you take light of. But at the same time, I kind of feel like we're in a time and place in history where technology pretty much dominates everything. And if I can still get an Amazon delivery, Prime 2-day delivery delivered to my door on time, it should kind of be no reason why these consoles shouldn't be able to be manufactured to a degree where they're actually accessible to the actual consumer. Because at the end of the day, you are selling these consoles to us, the consumer. We purchase these things. And it kind of made me scratch my head like last week because I've been going to Taco Bell. And I already made a video about that. I'm not proud of that. I haven't been going there for the food. I was going there because I was trying to scratch off and win a goddamn PS5 or Xbox Series X. You buy the drink, you put the code in, you possibly could win, right? And my thing is, if you got consoles to give to your partner retailers or fast food chains for contests and membership, then why the hell don't you have enough pre-orders, right, available prior to launch? Like I told you, give you guys a little bit of my story. I went out twice. I stood outside for these consoles. One time, I damn near had my girl, before she went to work, stand outside till about 8 o'clock in the morning, from like 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock in the morning, because I was still at work. When I got off work, I immediately went to GameStop, took that spot, let her go to work, and I stood out there twice. And each time I went out there, I was like number 8 the first time. One was for the PS5, one was for the Xbox. So you get to the store, you're standing out there online, they open the doors. Yo, we only got, it's 20 heads out here. There's 20 people who have been out here since 5 o'clock in the morning. And you telling me you only got 5 pre-orders that you can give? And then you went GameStop. Listen, man, I don't want to kill GameStop, but I got to call them out on the BS, man. Because the second time really got under my skin. And let me tell you how it got under my skin. The second time I went, I'm like, cool. Y'all ain't got no more pre-orders. Dude was like, yo, we got bundle pre-orders. They're like $800 though. I'm like, I don't want the games that you want to bundle with the console. I don't want the accessories because I might not want a PlayStation camera day one. I don't need 2 controllers. As you can see, this is my man cave. Ain't nobody else play my shit but me. So I don't need 2 controllers. I don't need 2 games of your choosing. I just want the console. Let me pre-order the console. Oh, nah, you can't pre-order the console. You got to pre-order the bundle if you want to pre-order the console. Because this is all we have. We only have bundle pre-orders left. And I was like, what? Bundle pre-orders? I've never in my life heard of some shit like that. If you got pre-orders, and you got pre-orders. You can't just create your own SKU and say, well, okay, if you want to pre-order this console with us, the available ones that we got left, we're going to raise the price on them for you to have to get into it. And it's going to be $300 more than what it would naturally cost if you was to pre-order just the console, especially the console. A lot of guys, not just myself, felt disgusted and walked out. I walked out of GameStop tight that day, vowing to never go back. And then I went back. And that just shows how weak my will is when it comes to this particular hobby, because I had to go there and buy a Nintendo Switch controller, which I did. And I put it up on my Instagram. If you want to follow my social media links, they're all on my YouTube page. And they're all in the description below on all my videos. All you got to do is click on the link. It'll bring you right to each one. But that's neither here nor there. So I kind of find it very, very anti-consumer. And that's just my approach and take on it. You may feel different. You might have been one of the lucky persons or people to actually get a PS4 pre-order. But there's a lot of people like myself that found it very, very difficult for that. And I don't think that there should be any shame or I should feel any different about that. What other gaming news we can get into on Sunday Vibes, gaming or gaming vibes Sunday? Atari VCS, what are you doing? What are you doing, Atari? At this particular moment, you should just be a software company. You can't get into the hardware at this particular point. You don't make hardware that's demandable at this particular moment. And I get it. There's a select few. I did a video maybe about 4 days ago discussing this in the video where Atari is going to be launching their VCS console alongside the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. And it's a big mistake. You're launching this console to failure. You got to pump your brakes. And let me give Atari some game and some PR game. What you should have did, you should have launched this console holiday season, right? And what I mean holiday season, in the month of December, right? Because you would have gave the PS5 and the Xbox enough time to breathe as far as the release of their console. And some people don't want to pay $500 for a next-gen console, right? So what you should have did, launch it in December, bring it down to a SKU that's respectable, because what you're doing is, and I don't know if you're telling consumers, you're giving them a ton of old-ass games from like 30, 40 years ago on this Atari VCS. Now, I get it. You can also emulate on this particular console because it is a computer at the end of the day. I'm calling it a console, but all these consoles at the end of the day, theoretically, in essence, are naturally computers. You're going to be able to emulate, of course. It's running the Linux system on it, but it's running software that's probably not even equivalent to what's on your phone. Like, I got an iPhone X, and my iPhone X probably runs better games, better, confidently than this Atari VCS console is. And it's coming with, of course, that horrid. And listen, I played with Atari when I was coming up. I had one. And it was what it was. It was the cutting edge at the time. But it comes with that old school ass Atari remote. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? I don't think people today understand it. And it's not enjoyable as people may think. No one's playing Miss Pac-Man with that remote anymore. No one's playing, Space Soldier with that remote anymore. Of course, you can also get a like-size version of the Xbox controller, which is a knockoff of the Xbox controller, which everyone does because it's probably like the best controller. You know what I mean? Absolutely, telling Stewart. I mean, the Atari is still around. It's still kicking. It's still available for consumers that want that, right? That original experience of gaming, that original old school connection that probably connected them back to those times, which is great. But we're in 2020 going into 2021. These guys, these generation of gamers that are coming up now, yeah, they respect the Atari for what it did. It paved the way. But at this point in time, if you're not competing with what the likes of Sony and Microsoft or even Nintendo is putting out, no one's going to play those games from 40 years ago. No one's, and not only that, the highest asking SKU of this particular console, which comes with a few games, I believe, it comes with a controller, and it comes with the Atari proprietary controller, is $389. Now, there are different SKUs that you can get, cheaper SKUs, and comes with different things. Some come with less, some come with more, but the ones that come with more is at the top of the line, and it costs $389. So you might say to yourself, okay, if you got a kid, this is holiday season, what's the most popular consoles that's going to be out? The Xbox consoles, the PlayStation consoles, and you can actually get both of those for $400. They're not the top of the line version, but they are still next gen version of those consoles. But you can also get the Atari for $389. Which one are you going to choose? You're going to choose the Xbox or the PlayStation. So I don't know why I think it's a very bad move. It's not going to yield well for them, and I think they really should have rethought this through. And I mean, if you're interested still, let me know, and let me know what you think. If you're going to get it, it's the top end model is $389. So if that works for you, then that works for you. Let's get into some more gaming news, right? Sony recently revealed faceplates that will be available for purchase on the PS5 console. I haven't saw the PS5 console in person, but I have saw renderings of it, and I have saw video of people that have it. It's a very large console. It's larger than, it looks like it's larger than the damn Pro in a lot of ways, the PS4 Pro. And, these faceplates that you'll be able to exchange and take off and put different colors on and different, contrast to what comes with it. What's going to happen. These things cost $39.99 already. You can get it right now, so you can have it day one. I myself personally, I'm cool with the white faceplate that comes with it because I think that white and that blue silhouette that comes with the console that glows, it works for whatever reason. So I'm probably just going to rock that white one. But if they do come out with like a Metal Gear one or, a Last of Us version, which I know they will, then I'll probably most likely get it. But you'll be able to get these. And absolutely, I agree, Telling Stewart. There has been a nostalgic move towards, especially in the gaming forum. A lot of those old school games are coming back. But if they're going to come back, my only thing is, why don't you create new versions of them? Like, why don't you update them? Like, you can still keep the IPs and the names around, but make new games. Give them the license to new developers and studios to create new experiences for people who were just got into gaming or people who weren't around 40 years ago. You know what I mean? So I think, Atari has his work still cut out for it. But get those PS5 faceplates. They look pretty dope. I'm probably gonna get one, like I said, only if they come out with a Metal Gear one or a Last of Us joint. But I want to read to you guys a particular article that I found very interesting. this particular article is coming from comicbook.com. And apparently there's a new Last of Us remastered patch, which makes one huge improvement. I'm going to read that article to you guys. The latest patch for The Last of Us, a little fanfare to the title. The patch 1.11 recently dropped seems to have completely reworked the popular video game's loading times. What once took over a minute to load in the upload and download ability, or hardware update, not even an update that you need to add another proprietary component to the PS4. Be able to do that is outstanding. My thing is, why didn't they do this earlier? Now, I love The Last of Us. I'm a Last of Us fan. Whatever you want to call it. I bought the second one. I played it once upon a time. But I think they could have done this earlier, and I think that they could have added something else to this game. And I think that they haven't even announced The Last of Us 2 online component to that game yet. And I'm wondering when that's going to drop. Like, we still haven't heard anything about it. Apparently, there's people out there testing the beta version of The Last of Us 2 multiplayer. I don't know anybody. I'm only hearing what I'm hearing from people and on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff like that. But when is that going to launch? Like, when are we going to get the multiplayer component of The Last of Us 2? If you didn't like the game, then you didn't like the game. I enjoyed The Last of Us 2. It was a very solid game. There was a lot of controversy behind it, I guess. You know, spoiler alert. If you haven't played The Last of Us 2, mute your ears for about 50 seconds. Joel dies. Joel dies in the beginning of the damn game, and I was disgusted by it. It happened. Can't do nothing about it. But I think overall the game was pretty solid. It was pretty lengthy. It's not a game that's just going to run through. I played it competitively, so I played it on hard. I didn't play it on normal. I played it on hard because I wanted that survival, me against the world, all odds are against me experience. So it's very interesting now that The Last of Us Remastered has gotten that patch to allow gamers to be able to play the game or load into the game within 14 seconds on the PS4. They haven't said if it's just for the PS4 Pro or the PS4 Slim that ability is available, but apparently that's what it is, and I respect it. I have no issue with that, but there is an issue that I have with Sony, and that particular is voice chat gate. I know no one's calling it that. I'm calling it that. And when I mean voice chat, I'm talking about Sony will be able to listen to your party chat, or your party chat will be recorded. If someone reports you or whatever's being said in the party chat, Sony will be able to rewind it and listen to it and decide whether they want to ban your account. And we don't need any kind of the Gestapo or some type of dictatorship going on when it comes to gaming. Let us relegate ourselves. Now, what I normally do when I'm playing multiplayer games, and I don't play multiplayer games often. I'm a single player game player exclusively most of the time, about 80%. But when I play multiplayer games with people that I don't know, I'm muting the chat. I'm muting their mics. I don't want to hear anybody. Unless you throw me like a text or something like that in the game and send me a message like, yo, mic up with me. I might mic up with you, hear what you all about, and we might rock out then. So my thing is, if you don't want to be trolled, if you don't want to hear a 10-year-old cursing you out, if you don't want to hear someone calling you a racial epithet while you're playing a game, mute. That's all you got to do. But apparently in the PS5, you're going to have that ability to be able to report party chats. And that's going to be crazy because what do you want to do? Like, you have the First Amendment that you got to respect. This is America. I don't know how it is in Japan and Europe and all these different regions that the council will launch in. But in America, I mean, how could you chastise somebody? How could you really, get them to not say what they're doing other than just blocking them from you and moving on? Like, it is what it is. A lot of gamers feel uncomfortable about that. I feel uncomfortable just the fact that somebody could just report me just because they wanted to report me, and I might not have done or said anything. But the fact that you can actually just do it just because you want to do it, I kind of call it BS. You know what I mean? Personally, that's my personal opinion about it. I don't like it, but I'm sure there's going to be some people that's going to troll, some people that's going to abuse this ability. And, let's see how it goes. Like, I'll let you guys know personally, I'm really going to be in a party chat with people that I don't know, but I will give it a shot and see how it goes. And I might even report somebody. I might even report somebody at the end of the day. But let's get into some more gaming news. DualShock 5 controllers have been arriving at Walmart as of lately. I don't know if you guys know that. I did a video about that. I also tweeted it out. You can get a DualShock 5 controller from Walmart. They are out in the wild. Like I said, we're like 19 days out from these consoles launching, and you would expect the accessories to arrive favorably more quickly than the actual console units would. And you're actually able to get them. I haven't seen different varying colors of the controllers yet. I know they're coming. You don't got to tell me that Sony's not going to put out different color patterns, and they're going to get those out there at some point in time. But I think at launch, you're going to get the basic white controller that comes with the actual console. And I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? So you're going to be able to get those. Also, Silent Hill PT, if you downloaded it on the PS4, when you had the opportunity to play that demo, your ass out of luck, because you're not going to be able to play that demo on the PS5. Now, I get it. You're supposed to be able to transfer over your digital library, if you have one, to the PS5, which I thought I will be able to transfer over PT. But you can't transfer it over. Apparently, that's what's being said. And to be honest, I don't even know what happened with my PT download account, because I still have it downloaded on my PS4. But when I upgraded from the PS4 original version to the PS4 Pro, I wasn't able to download PT. So I still have it on my account, but I'm not able to download it, which sucks. But apparently there's been an outcry of some gamers like, yo, why can't I download what's on my account? And you should be able to. PT should be one of those games. It was a cool short demo that you was actually able to experience. If you don't know, it was supposed to be Silent Hill, the new remake of Silent Hill with Norman Reedus as the protagonist character apparently in the game. But whatever, it fell through. Hopefully Sony picks it up, or someone picks it up. More than most likely Sony will pick that up and still be able to get it. See the Legend. Any more pre-orders coming? Honestly, I haven't heard anything in regard to any more pre-orders, any new waves that may be coming. We're like 19 days out. I really doubt it if there will be at this particular moment, due to the fact that we're so close to launch. I have been hearing, though, and I have been hearing this a lot from reputable people, that you possibly will be able to snag a PS5 day one. So I don't know if it's a camping situation where you got to go out and camp the whole day of the launch day, and when the doors open, they take care of the people who pre-ordered their consoles first, and then they might have one or two in the back left over. You might be able to get it that way. I don't know. Different retailers are handling things differently. I know if you go to GameStop, they don't even have like a deal where, hey, you know what, if you trade in your old console, you can put it towards your new one. And normally they do stuff like that because they did that with the PS4. But of course, we weren't dealing with the situation that we're dealing with now. So I haven't heard any inclinations of there being any pre-orders available coming out prior to launch. There's been a lot of people talking about, oh, you're not going to get a PS5 until next year, 2021. I don't believe that. Everybody doesn't have $500, and I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that in a smug way. I'm not saying that in a way that, oh, I'm better than you. I can afford the shit. You see what I'm saying? But I know a lot of people are not going to have $500. So I'm sure at some point in time there's going to be a quantity out there that if you want it, you might have to work a little bit to get it. but you probably will be able to get it. And that's probably what I'm going to have to do. Probably going to have to beat several stores the day of launch to see if I can get it. But then again, I already took the day off of launch, so I don't have to work that day. So I don't mind, driving around to a couple of stores, maybe Target or Best Buy, and seeing if I can actually get one that way and just buy it out right then and there and just call it a day. Because I'm sick and tired of it at the end of the day. I just want these consoles out so I can get it in my home and start enjoying what I'm enjoying with it. But also what's cool is Cyberpunk 77 is coming out, the 19th? The 18th? 18th or the 19th, excuse me. I believe it's the, let me look that up just to give you guys correct information. I don't want you guys to say, oh, you're just throwing out dates. And, So Cyberpunk 2077 will be coming out November 19th. I don't know why I had the 18th up on my board, but I will be getting that. That's a day one for me. And depending on if I can get a PS5 the week before, I will get it on the PS5. If not, if I haven't had any luck or I haven't been able to get it on the get a PS5, I'll just get it on the PS4. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. A lot of the consoles that are launching right now, such as the PlayStation and the Xbox, they don't have great exclusives. And people are not keeping it real. Those exclusives that they got coming out for either one are not great. And a lot of them that are coming out, they're not exclusive. They're multi-plat games. So, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Cyberpunk, Watch Dogs Legion, those are multi-plat games. Those will be on PC, Xbox, PlayStation. I wouldn't even be surprised if they got Cyberpunk on the goddamn Nintendo Switch. I mean, and I'm not knocking it because I got a Nintendo Switch. So I'm not throwing shade at Nintendo. I still rock with Nintendo. Actually, I've been playing Zelda Breath of the Wild as well, too. And I haven't beat it. So I don't really feel like a real Zelda player until you beat Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, and to be quite honest, to share a little secret with you guys, I've never beaten any Zelda game. I've played them, but I just haven't beaten them. So I'm trying to, right that wrong with the actual Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk. I hear that the world is actually very vertical. And, I guess there's a lot of floors and buildings that you can enter and go into and get into different activities they've been promoting. From what I see, the game looks gorgeous. Now, I don't know how it will look if you play it on a 1080p TV. I got a 4K HDR TV, so I'm good. I'm going to probably get the best version of the game as far as the fidelity looks. But the game looks really, really good. It's a first-person game. It's an RPG. You'll be able to play different roles or starting points in the game, which is cool. I respect that. But this is a game that's been looking for a very long time. And what's really cool, right? What I didn't know was that the actual creator of Cyberpunk 2077 is a black dude. It's a black dude who created all that. And I kind of found that dope. Mike Pondsmith. That's really dope, man. Such as Gardner goes as generally credit with having it. Okay, Gardner Dozois. I think it's pretty cool, but they're giving a lot of the credit to Mike Pondsmith. He pretty much created the world, right? The gangs, the faction, the ideals. That was all created by a black man. All created by a black man. I think that is really dope. I think that is really cool. We need more diversity in the gaming industry. Let's talk about that. We need a lot more diversity in the gaming industry. I would promote that. I would like to see more of that, not just on IGN, just not on when there's riots in the street and there's civil unrest and injustice for blacks. I don't want to just see it then. I want to see it when everything is cool and everybody chilling and you got minorities coming in, being a part of the conversation. I even search YouTube. You try to type in YouTube, black gaming channels. It's not a lot of black gaming channels that come up. They are out there. I'm not saying that they don't exist, but the quantity of them is very far and few in between. And I game with everybody, regardless of skin color. If you're a gamer, you're a gamer. But at the end of the day, wouldn't you want to see somebody that looks like you, right? That comes from the very same community and neighborhood that you come from, covering the games? That's kind of one of the reasons why I started doing the YouTube. Because I'm a gamer, but I don't see a lot of people that look like me gaming. And I know a lot of people that look like me game. But where's our forum? Where's that lane that we have where we can also voice our opinions and concerns and get the same interest from the industry that other groups get? And I would like to see a lot more diversity in gaming, in the gaming industry. I think there's more than enough space, more than enough opportunity for that to be something that exists. I think that there's obviously some bias in some areas of the industry when it comes to minority gamers. I don't know why there shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, I'll do my part. And I try to cover as much as I can cover and cover the gaming industry in the way that I would have covered. I see a lot of people, that they come on YouTube and they try to do things the cookie cutter way and do things the way that things have been done for so long. And I feel like if you don't take chances in the gaming industry, you don't take chances in this forum, then you're not going to stand out. You know what I mean? You're not going to stand out if you're looking to get deals or sponsorship. I understand there's a certain way that you go about that. And kudos to you if you can get that. But I think when it comes to my channel release, the biggest concern for me is integrity. Integrity, consistency, credibility. Those things mean a lot to me. You know what I mean? More than any endorsement deal or opportunity that any company can try to force or offer me. But I just want to see the opportunity for minorities to be able to break into this genre of entertainment because it's really fun. I've been gaming for a very long time. You know what I mean? Like I said, I go back to the Atari, and I understand there's been the ColecoVision. There was things before that, and there was things before that. But I start with the Atari. And I've been gaming and covering, well, not covering, but gaming for so long that it's great to see where the platform is at. It's now a respected form of entertainment that adults don't have to feel ashamed about partaking. Like there are people older than me that's covering gaming. There's people older than me that are playing video games, and is actually found to be more therapeutic than not. When I was coming up, my parents would always say, "Oh, get off the game. You always got the game on. You're always in front of the TV." And in some cases, too much of anything is never good. But at the end of the day, for the most part, gaming is really therapeutic. It was therapeutic for me coming up, and it opened my eyes to a different realm of existence and possibility. It was like an escapism for an escapist. Like if you're living in a bad community, a bad environment, hop on a Nintendo NES. You know what I mean? Go play Duck Hunt. You know what I mean? Or go play Mario World. You know what I mean? Or Super Mario Brothers. You know what I mean? Something of that nature. RC Pro M Racing. Gaming for me has really, really been something that's stuck around throughout the generations for me. Every gaming generation, I typically cop the console. I get the console, I play it, I enjoy it, and I'm waiting for the next one. You know what I mean? And I'm probably going to be waiting for the PlayStation 6 when that drops and the new Xbox. So, I think gaming overall, it's in a really healthy space. Actually, it's in a great space right now due to the situation that the world is dealing with. Everyone has to be indoors most of the time. If you're not an essential worker, you're probably home or, something of that nature. you have more than enough time to get into your back catalog of games. Like I said, I just got into Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's been a game I've had for years, just haven't wanted to play it, and now I've been wanting to play it. And I think also with this industry, if we don't push for the diversity, I know I mentioned it before, if we don't push for that diversity, it's going to become stagnant at the end of the day. And I think there's a lot of place and a lot of opportunity for all of us to actually be able to exist and to express my opinions. But someone asked me, they say, yo, what are you getting? What are you? Are you a PlayStation guy or are you an Xbox guy? And I said, I'm neither one. I'm a gamer. I play the games that I want to play, and I go where they're at. So a lot of the single player games last generation were on the PlayStation 4. That's where I spend a lot of my money. And it looks like with this generation, it might be equal, if not more, angled towards Bethesda. So it's Microsoft, due to the fact that they just acquired Bethesda and they're not done acquiring studios. So they, at the end of the day, they might have a library of games that are single player that's going to make people divert from the PS5 to the Xbox. There's nothing wrong with that. Just support the industry. You don't have to choose sides. We already know what Nintendo is. Nintendo does not compete when it comes to graphic fidelity and hardware specs. They're not trying to. So I think at this particular point, it's a race between the two behemoths, PlayStation and Microsoft. And I'm cool with that at the moment. Nintendo got Breath of the Wild 2 possibly coming out next year. So I'm looking forward to that, even though I'm playing Breath of the Wild 1. And there's not many Nintendo games that I enjoy playing. So, I just said all of that to say this, just support the channel. And not even just my channel. I'm a small channel. Support other YouTubers that may not necessarily look like you, might not necessarily have the same experience that you have, but y'all have the one thing in common, gaming. And if that's the one thing you have in common, then why not concentrate on what you have in common rather than concentrating on what you don't have in common? To me, that goes a long way. There's been times I walked into a GameStop years ago and I just start talking to people and we exchanging gamer tags, and then we're friends 2 or 3 years later, we still friends. You know what I mean? Yo, I appreciate that, Isaiah. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support. I appreciate all the support. Like I said, man, a thumbs up, a subscription, a share. It's a small channel. I'm a small guy. It goes a long way. I'm just trying to do my part and give you a more diversified voice other than what's currently out there and adding to it, not taking anything from it. Adding to it. And if me adding positive energy to this particular form of entertainment is successful, then great. I'm doing my part. But I'm doing something I love doing. Like, I can talk about games all day long. So at the end of the day, it doesn't bother me to do these kind of videos. It doesn't bother me to do these kind of podcasts or video podcasts. Some people would like to say it. They're going to correct me. But this is the first series, and I'm going to label this series 1, obviously, of this particular podcast. Gaming Vibes on the Sunday Gaming Vibes. If you've been rocking out with me so far, I appreciate you rocking out. I hope you enjoy the content. Please subscribe to the channel and come back for more, because there's much more greatness to come. I will be covering, obviously, the launch of the PS5 and the Xbox Series S. I will be giving you guys live video of whether I am able to order one online. I will record that. Or if I got to go into a retail store, Best Buy, Walmart, Target, GameStop to actually get my console, I will be showing you guys that experience as well, because this is what gamers do. I like doing it, and I hope you guys enjoy the content here. And until next time, guys, I'm going to be doing these podcasts every Sunday. So I'm going to try to do them like around 3 o'clock every Sunday. Every Sunday, be here, be square. Hit that bell button so you'll know when the video is up. And I'll catch you guys then. Peace.